Yeah.
What?
Well,
So what's? I guess what's the biggest like whale ever recorded?
this
Like, what's the
thing's
biggest thing swimming in the ocean ever recorded?
this
Like
thing
for
says
a fact.
whales. This thing right here says a whale can be massive mammals, can grow to be massive mammals. 600 pounds. Dwarf sperm whale. To the colossal. Oh, this is just different kind of whales. Generally, whales range in length from 80 to 100 feet long, which can
100
weigh
feet.
more than 200 tons. That's wild.
Yeah, that's ginormous.
That's a
That's
heavy fish, buddy.
huge.
That is a heavy
All right,
fish.
so blue whales are the biggest whales, is what this is saying. And all right, so what's the biggest blue whale ever recorded?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. There's just so much. There's so much in the ocean, man. It's such a big thing.
110 feet. In 1909, a female blue whale was captured, or a female blue whale captured the title of the longest whale at 110 feet and 17 inches. This blue whale was found in South Georgia in the South Atlantic. Unfortunately, the whale's weight was never recorded, but the length was entered in the Guinness World Records as the
Oh,
longest mammal.
you said
What?
110 and 17 inches?
That's what it says right
Boy,
here.
17 inches?
they pulled a tape measure on that joker, boy.
Yeah, well, why would it
17
be
Why?
inches?
why wouldn't it be
Exactly what I'm getting at here. Why
Why
wouldn't it
would
be
it be just 111?
111?
Yeah, and what? What's that? Another?
That
5
was in
inches?
1909, so I don't know.
Them boys were
Does it?
idiots.
Does it really say 17 inches for real?
I swear. I mean, I don't know. Can I share my screen?
I mean, you can,
Oh, yeah, technically.
but
Share
yeah,
my
that's
screen.
I
wild.
caught that immediately. I was like, what? 17 inches?
I did not. You're like 17 inches. I'm like, yeah, they pulled a tape measure. That is crazy.
That is
17
wild.
inches.
It's 117 inches. So my thing is, okay, so you're telling me that something twice as big as that is
That's
around?
yeah, I guess, dude. That's what it
I
was
just
saying.
don't like. I believe that megalodon probably existed at some point in time, but now I don't know. I just can't fathom something swimming around that big.
Ginormous?
Buddy,
200 feet.
have you
I
seen
don't, I
like
don't
the
know. I don't know a whole lot about megalodon.
have you seen the like the s- like there's videos of like diagram stuff like what fits down in the ocean?
Yes, I've seen
I mean
stuff
like
like that.
Mount Everest like looks like a pebble
Yeah.
in the deepest
Yeah.
part of the ocean.
Yeah, it's
I
wild.
think like I'm not 100%. I know there was a mountain or something that it was.
Yeah,
But
I
like
know what
it's
you're talking
wild.
about.
So
Like the ocean is insane, bro.
And we can't
hold
even go that
on.
far down.
No.
Like,
I mean, we couldn't even go how far was it down and up with the little sub thing that imploded
I mean, come on, man.
That's
So
wild.
this thing says that the megalodon was a massive shark that could grow up to 60 to 70 feet in length. So you're telling me that they're saying they grow 60 to 70 feet, and that guy that you heard saw one that was over double that length?
That's what I'm saying. That's what now I mean, granted, this is a podcast. I forget I need to try and find it so I can see it. I mean, I don't even remember if it was like a credible podcast. I think it was like a legit podcast though.
So are they saying megalodons are just extinct now? Is that what it is? So like megalodons are confirmed used to be real. They just don't think they're around no more. Correct?
I
I
think
have no
that's what
idea.
is the thing is. Like
Well,
everybody
let's
think
go to reliable Wikipedia.
oh yeah, because everything on Wikipedia is true. I can barely oh there it goes. It just cleared up.
Yeah, it's pretty blurry.
It cleared up on my end. Which means everybody can see it on the if you're on YouTube, you can see the
Oh, you're recording. Let's go.
yeah. Um yeah, so don't be doing nothing wild. But if you're on the YouTube, you can see what we're actually looking at. We are talking about megalodon right now. It's I could have swore I heard a podcast not long ago where it talked about a guy seeing something that he refers to as a megalodon shark that was over like 200 feet long or something like that killed a submarine that he was down there with like there was 2 submarines and it uh
Went extinct. So they're saying that they did exist. They're extinct now.
I guess
Yeah, it's cap. They're in the depths, bro.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like also
Yeah, ain't nothing going extinct in the water, bro. They just still there.
Related to the closing of seaways over 2.6 million years ago.
that's
So that's
crazy.
like,
There's
I
no
wonder if
way.
that's when the woolly mammoth went extinct.
I have no idea. Speaking of, okay, so while we're on the ocean, and we actually did talk about whales for a second, do y'all think whales sleep?
I think everything has to sleep, right?
How? How does the whale sleep?
Upside down.
I think they die at that point because they have to come up for air.
Yeah, but how long can they hold their breath?
I don't think very long.
I have no idea.
Whales do rest, but they do not fall asleep like humans. Instead, they sleep by resting one half of their brain at a time.
That's
What?
crazy.
They remain partially conscious to react to danger and obtain more air when necessary. Most whales only sleep for about 10 to 15 minutes at a time. They stay in place near the surface of the water as they sleep.
That would
What
suck.
about sharks? Because sharks, if they stop moving, they die, correct?
I don't know.
From what I've been told, yes. But
Dude, sharks.
I don't know nothing about the ocean,
This
so
is-
I don't either. Do not fall asleep. Whatever method
are they
they use
hunting
to
all the
breathe,
time?
engage in periods of deep rest while still. I thought they had to keep moving.
apparently not.
Okay, hold on. Do sharks have to stay moving
Dude, some of the stuff's
in
popping up is
order,
wild.
in order to live? So there you have it. Sharks don't have to keep moving all the time in order to survive, but they do need to stay active and explore their environment in order to find food, communicate with
Well,
one another,
duh.
and
Yeah,
even
well, that.
rest.
Well, we knew
Okay.
that.
So
So
they
I
don't.
guess
So they don't have
we
to.
just busted a myth according to Bing.
Oh yeah, that's reliable right there.
Yeah.
More reliable than Wikipedia.
Probably.
Unless that came from Wikipedia. No, this is from sharksider.com.
That's
Sounds reliable to me.
Yeah.
No, it
Sounds
sounds
even
reliable to
worse.
me.
Sounds
I think we're
reliable to
good.
me.
All right, so any other trivia that we need to Google?
I have no idea. That honestly come out of nowhere.
How do we
Yeah.
get on that? We were talking about this all started from the Jeep conversation. Stuff we do and don't believe in.
That is true.
Yeah, this
And
is
then
true.
we got to I started talking about the megalodon stuff.
Holy.
Yeah, that's nuts. So that is weird
I-
though. That whales. I wonder. I don't know.
You know how much more stuff I could get done if I could just shut down half my brain? And before y'all beat me to it, yes, I'm sure y'all think I only use half my brain half the time anyways. I already know that's coming.
I wasn't gonna say it, man. You're a smart guy.
Smart, never mind.
Yeah. Well, okay.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
well, I guess I probably should do the intro at this point.
Yeah, then we'll talk
probably.
about the Jeep things that started everything else.
Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome to the Southern Roots podcast. We have in this intro, I'm actually going to kind of explain a little bit of newer things that we have decided to do with the podcast, at least for a little bit. We are going to move instead of every week, we're going to move to every other week. We're feeling like sometimes the content that we're putting out on the podcast isn't the greatest. A lot of times as of late, it's wound up of us just rambling on about God knows what. So we have
Kind of like how tonight started.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we have decided to kind of focus more on better content and less quantity rather than more quantity and not good quality. So, but other than that, as far as that goes, Seth, you want to plug the social media real quick?
Yeah. We got a YouTube channel. Y'all go check that out if you're already watching it, y'all make sure y'all subscribe on that. We have a TikTok page which we have posted one or two videos, once
posted a
last
couple,
week and
yeah.
once this week. They're actually getting pretty good views. Facebook page and a Instagram, which we kind of post everything everywhere at once. We try to, at least. So we got posts everywhere. So y'all go check them out. Y'all go like, subscribe, comment, share it. Would appreciate some interaction.
Yep. So, oh god, I feel like I'm about to sneeze.
Bless you.
Oh, that sucks, bro. That sucks.
I really
bro.
could punch you in the throat right now.
Dude, that's
You actually
you can't announce it,
You
dude. Why would you
actually
announce
I
it?
know.
can't punch me in the throat.
I
I
said
don't
I
understand
could.
how that works.
Me
I don't
neither,
know.
but it's so annoying.
Also, I mean, like it's gone. Like,
Yeah,
like
you
I
know?
was like on the edge, and then it's just gone like that. That's crazy. Holy cow. So
It's still bothering me too.
it is like because I want I don't know. I want to sneeze now, if that makes sense.
Oh, I love to
You
sneeze.
don't.
It, like,
You
clears
don't
it
got
up.
to the point where you knew it was going to happen. So
Yeah.
you've accepted defeat, and then it got taken from you.
Yeah. So now I want the defeat back. You know what I mean? Like,
It actually feels like you lost.
I know. Yeah, like this is legit defeat. So at the beginning of the podcast, when you tuned in, we were talking about megalodon, and that conversation got brought up from something Seth actually brought up yesterday about the what's it called, the ducks
The
in
little
the Jeep.
duck thing on the Jeep. I don't think that, because I've personally never seen, like, been in a parking lot and seen a duck sitting on the outside of a Jeep. It's just always on the dash.
I don't think I've ever seen
I
one
swear.
either.
They
Now-
go and order them on Amazon or whatever they do and put it on there themselves. Especially some of these Jeeps I be seeing around. Like the
Yeah,
worst
like a
color, in
bone
my
stock.
opinion, for a vehicle is yellow. And I just
Now,
see
I
a
will
yellow
say,
stock Jeep with
Jeep lovers love yellow Jeeps. I don't know.
yeah,
why.
which is so wild.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. But it's like a
Nah.
Jeep thing.
Yeah.
That's like, what is it? Camaros or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only vehicle you see that are orange.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's just a Camaro thing.
I don't know.
Or a
But
Charger thing, whatever.
I think that
I think it's Charger. Yeah, it's a Charger.
Jeep owners just be buying their own ducks and putting it on their own dash.
I do think there are some that do that for sure. But I do believe there are, because they have whole Jeep meets. And I think that's where a lot of this duck stuff comes from, is that they're little meets. And they'll go and put it on,
Their dash.
yeah. Or
So
not
you're
on their
saying
dash,
that
but
people
on
don't actually do it like in the random parking lot, like in a parking
I
lot?
think very few of them do.
Oh, I thought that's how it worked. I'm not a Jeep guy.
I'm not either. I'm assuming that, because I do know they go. I do the like.
I'm
It's
about
like
to join a Facebook group of Jeeps. Find out where they meet up. I'll be out there.
hold on.
Do
I'm about to find one.
do they does it have to be a Wrangler?
No,
I'm gonna ask my sister.
think
She's
so.
got a Jeep.
I thought it did have to be a Wrangler.
that might. I don't know.
I seen
We're
a
not
Jeep
Jeep
truck with it.
people.
Also, by the way, and I know we may actually have some people who listen to that we know personally that has the Jeep truck.
You're not a fan?
I hate the way them Jeep trucks.
I don't
look.
hate it, but I would never own. I think they're no.
I just don't like it, especially if it's stock. Like if
Oh,
you put
yeah,
that
yeah.
now, obviously you put wheels and tires and a lift and all the bumpers and you kind of deck it out.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's gonna look
That makes
better.
everything look a lot better.
Yeah, but it's still just like I'm not for it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's not for me neither.
No,
but
I can't.
I don't hate it though. But
I would
never own ever.
Well, I can tell you this: the only way I'm gonna own one is if somebody gives it to me for free.
And I'm gonna sell it and buy something else.
That's possible. That's very possible. Them jokers are expensive though, like
I will say it depends.
dumb expensive.
It depends for me because like we had a Jeep before that we tried using for hunting, and it if they run and get through the crap
That is true.
like a regular Jeep gets through, then I would own a Jeep truck because that would have been by far our best hunting vehicle we ever owned, except for the fact we had no room.
Yeah, no,
I
no
didn't think
So
about it
bed.
like
if you
that.
put a bed, if you put a bed on a Jeep and it can still do all the same things that, man, obviously it's gonna be limited a little bit because it's longer wheelbase, a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
But if it could do majority of what a regular Jeep could do, I could actually see that being a legit hunting truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if I wish my Blazer had like a bed or something on it, cause that joker was mean in whatever I went
But like
through.
a Blazer, I would be cool. I mean, I had a Forerunner for a little bit, and all you really got, as long as you can open up that back and you can put
Like a mat or
like
something back
a
there.
mat down, it's really no different than a truck bed at that point.
Yeah.
That's true.
But then it's just covered all the time.
Yeah. So it's
You know,
actually a little bit
so
better.
yeah, depending on the situation. I
Yeah.
mean, it sucks putting a dead animal in there, but if as long as you got a rubber mat, you just pull the mat out and wash it
Spray it
off.
off, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't no big deal.
I
Yeah,
mean,
so I
I'd prefer a truck, but I could make something like that work for sure. I mean, I did for hunting season,
you did.
and then I sold it and went and bought a truck.
You
So
did. I can
Yep.
tell you I'm not like a my sister, she loves Jeeps. Like she loves her Jeep. She traded a good car for a Jeep, like,
dude,
and
Jeeps run good. I
they
mean,
do, but man,
they're
they're
reliable
expensive, bro.
vehicles.
Jeep
Most
is
things that are reliable are.
that is true. That's true. Actually, I don't
Yeah.
know. She got the Jeep Cherokee, I think.
Those are nice too.
Yeah, hers is sick. I got air
Like the
con-
Jeep Wagoneers, dude.
Oh,
Those are
dude,
stupid
Those
expensive.
things, they're stupid expensive, but they are
they're like
They are
almost
nice.
$60,000-$70,000 for that Joker. Some of them,
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
I
Some of
think,
them,
but I mean, a Tahoe is too.
yeah,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
I
true,
mean, I think anything that size is about that price range anymore.
dude.
Yep.
But those things I had when I worked at Old Dominion, one of my coworkers went and bought one, and that Joker is sweet.
Yeah, though.
They look good. The inside's super nice. I mean,
Yeah,
they're that's a good looking vehicle.
Yeah.
dude. I know somebody with a Wagoneer, and it's got like air ride suspension on it. Like, I mean, it's
He liked it so much. He rented it to go out. Like he rented a car to go out of town, and it was a Jeep Wagoneer that he rented. And when he
and then he
came
went
back,
and
he
bought one.
was so impressed with it. He went and bought one.
That's nuts. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that's actually wild. So, what?
I don't even have that opportunity. Like, if I rent something, like, it is what it is.
Yeah, whatever
I
I
think it
got.
was. I think it was time for him to buy a vehicle,
I got
anyways.
you. Yeah,
So that was just like the okay. Well, this is what we're going to go and get.
yeah. I got a feeling it ain't gonna be too long. I'm gonna have to buy Callie a car. Her little car just be. It ain't a bad one, but what she
It can't be
uses
much worse than mine, bro.
what she uses it for, it's not bad. I guess
Let's say she drives it like what twice a week.
not even.
Her
I mean, she's been gone.
main mode of transportation is a plane.
That is a fact.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or a what are they called that takes you to and from the
A trolley,
no the like to and from the airport, like a
a shuttle.
shuttle. Yeah,
Yeah,
a shuttle.
like a shuttle and a trolley is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure.
Probably,
Pretty
yeah.
close, yeah. But
You want me to Google what the difference is?
No, I don't
I
care.
don't care. I don't care that much. So, but yeah, I don't. I don't think there's much to the duck thing though.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know. I definitely think the stock people put them on their own dash to kind of fit in.
Yeah,
But like the ones that are decked out, I can see that being an actual thing, especially at their little Jeep meets.
yeah. I'm just gonna go start putting ducks on random Jeep, like just random Jeeps.
I'm not putting that much effort in. You'd probably make a Jeep person's day, especially put it on like a stock 1995 Jeep.
I should
He'd
get,
probably be mad.
you know,
Like, get that crap out of here.
you know what?
That guy might
I'm not
actually
part
be
of them.
Yeah, that is
I mean,
true.
there's a whole Jeep wave and all that stuff, man. Like Jeep people are weird.
Yeah.
Jeep Wave?
Yeah, like they're supposed to like wave at each other.
A
Like
different way
bikers.
than, how we just like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't. I don't know what the Jeep wave is, but yeah,
theirs is more like, hello.
But you know, how, like motorcycle people got like a motorcycle wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't ever
I
wave
used to
back.
do
I be
that.
trying to do it.
They would when you're
They-
so apparently when you're on a motorcycle, you don't wave to nobody but motorcycles. That's
Yeah.
it.
I've only had one or two ever.
There's been very few that wave back.
And
I
normally-
always do just to see.
And all
I
you
do
do,
it for sure.
all you do, so you're holding on to the handles, and
And
like
you just put your hand down,
you just
bro.
put your hand down. Yep.
Yeah.
Just straight off your handle, wherever your handle is. You just.
So I didn't know this, but you know,
How about that?
like cruisers and street bikes.
Yeah.
Apparently they don't like each other.
Really?
Why?
Most of them.
I didn't know that.
It's mostly the like cruisers that don't like the street bikers.
I could see that.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can see that.
Well, I mean, they both. I mean, if you think about the stereotypical biker, right? You
Yeah.
think of the Harley rider, patched and leather jacket, on, like. So you automatically think biker gang, right?
Right.
And then you think of a street bike, and you think of the guys that are going 150 on the interstate popping wheelies.
Yeah.
So y'all are both, in my eyes, and I know this isn't correct, so all you motorcycle riders don't get mad at me. Y'all do illegal stuff, so why do y'all hate each other?
Yeah.
Like y'all are both
Let's just
doing
do illegal
stuff
stuff
with
together.
motorcycles. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. When I used to have a motorcycle and it was a street bike. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. I probably shouldn't have had it at the age I was, but
I was about to say at the age you were at. No.
I mean I was a junior in high school. Like I was riding a street bike to school.
I wouldn't
every
be
day.
sitting here if I had one as a junior in high school.
I feel like I wouldn't be neither, but
I mean, I might be sitting here, but I'd have wheels underneath me. Like, jeez,
he'd be a vegetable, dude.
That's crazy.
it wouldn't have been good. I want to get one now, though, for sure. I just don't know what kind I want to get.
I thought about getting another one way back when. I thought about getting another one, but I hadn't thought much about it. When it starts to get warm, I kind of do because you see all the motorcycles out riding around. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I miss that. But then at the same time, I'm like, all the afternoon showers, I get soaking wet, dude.
Yeah, so
That's what sucks.
I have thought about it for the past couple years, but then here lately, I've like pretty much decided that I'm going to get one. I just don't know when or what. And then of course now that and softball and bass fishing is all that's on my Facebook.
Softball?
Yeah,
Hey,
I guess
yeah.
it hears me talking to Raylan about it. So
Oh, fast pitch softball.
yeah. I mean,
Gotcha.
slow pitch is all over too because everybody's playing tournaments right now. So
Yeah.
every weekend, my Facebook's just slow pitch softball. It's amazing how many people win tournaments in one weekend.
Yep,
Yeah.
and all in different places.
Correct.
Yeah.
A motorcycle never really interested me. Never really cared
Yeah.
for them.
I wouldn't mind getting
Which
one.
I've literally
When
grew
I-
up around them. Like my dad's had them growing up. Like my uncles have had them. I mean, for God's sakes, my dad almost died on a motorcycle. Like legit racing.
Imagine that.
And I
Yeah.
know, right? Going fast. Who would have thought? My dad
He wonders why I
knows
wouldn't get
no
on a tube
brakes.
behind the boat.
Yeah, my dad knows no brakes, baby. He's all gas, no brakes.
This
That
is true.
joker, dude. I remember. I won't go off on this for a while, but I remember one day we was going to church and we were following him in the car. He was like, we left the house at the same time. He wanted to ride his motorcycle, so he drove his motorcycle to church and we followed him in the car. And I remember he was driving down 80 in Brooklet. We used to live right there. We got we hadn't even passed it was Clyde's at that time, but I think it's Inmark now, right there on 80 in the middle of Brooklet.
Yeah.
And we hadn't even got through there, and this joker's standing on his gas tank. I'm just like cruising down 80. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? So I mean, I've been around them my whole life. So
Dad's talking about getting one.
now I will say now, if you don't understand how they work, they will monk your tail up quick. People don't
Oh yeah.
realize like if you're driving a motorcycle down the road, in order to go left, you do not turn. Obviously, you don't turn the wheels left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The craziest thought process you have is you push that hand. Like if I want to go left, I push that hand a little bit. That causes
Yeah.
the motorcycle to lean over, and you lean that way.
I have ridden dirt bikes and stuff, but I don't know. It never really interested me. Actually, riding a motorcycle.
Well, if I do it just because it's been so long since I've ridden like even a dirt bike, I'm gonna do that Harley course.
Not a bad idea.
It's really not a bad idea, because then
I'm for sure gonna do it. And then then I get to pass. I get to bypass
the
the road
DMV
test
stuff.
at the DMV. I just have to do the written test.
That's easy peasy.
Yeah, but then because it's like a full weekend thing. So you do a bunch of classroom stuff,
Yeah.
and then they provide the bikes for you to do the
Test on.
like the
Oh, do they
course
really?
stuff on. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
you ride one of
I
their
didn't
training
either.
bikes.
Oh, I'd have probably
And
done that a while ago. Then I didn't know that.
all you got to do is just bring your own gear, like your helmet and all that stuff. They
Yeah.
don't provide that. Now they'll help you pick one out and let you buy one.
Oh
They
yeah, I
don't
bet they
provide the
will.
helmet. Well, because
By the way,
is
them
like
helmets ain't cheap.
yeah, but they're like helmets. I can see why they wouldn't just let you just use
Yeah.
any helmet
Yeah.
because that's like
A liability type thing at that
yeah.
point. Like, yeah. I mean,
So,
not that
but
you're getting on a motorcycle, but people be dumb sometimes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
So
I will never wear anything other than a full face helmet.
correct.
Because like when my dad wrecked, he slid on his face for like 360 feet or something like that across the asphalt. And
Like
when
megalodon long.
yeah, it's longer than that. But when like I remember as a kid putting his helmet on after that, and like I could touch the visor and I could not see my hand. Like it was so scraped up. Like he wouldn't have a
Yeah.
face. Like it was it's bad.
Yeah.
So
I bet the asphalt ain't messing around.
it's crazy. Like I was so young, and I can still remember exactly what I was doing. It was me and my cousin. We were outside on the porch playing. Like you remember them little tiny basketball goals, the plastic ones.
The
The,
little
Yeah.
type ones.
the little tight ones, the little blue post looking thing with the
Mhm.
red rim and
Yep.
all. We were playing on the porch with one of those. My mom walked outside and said, "Hey, y'all need to get in the car. We got to go." And I knew something was wrong. And we got in the car and drove up to the accident. And there was like ambulance everywhere and cops and like it's crazy. I was probably in the first or second grade, and I still remember like
Well, you
every
remember
detail.
you remember anything that's major like that. You remember because I remember whenever my granddad's pizza shop caught fire.
Mm, I didn't know. I didn't know that was like a thing. Like not
Yeah.
about the pizza shop, but I'm talking about like remembering
Oh,
stuff like that.
yeah. Anything. I think, especially like when she hit a certain age,
Yeah,
like any big deal like that, you remember. Because for one, it's like super out of the ordinary.
yeah.
Your
Yeah.
life revolves around that for however long afterwards. So,
Mm-hmm.
I remember walking through. I remember walking through the pizza place after it burned. So like I immediately know a structure fire smell from it's
Yeah.
I'm not
Right. Oh yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just remember it.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, it
Which
was like I know that
that's
it
a
was a
lot.
Sunday. Like I mean, I like
Oh,
I
see, I
like
don't remember
I
that
remember
detail.
I remember it all. It's crazy. I just remember the only reason I know it was Sunday is because we had come home from church, and me and my cousin were playing, and then he went. My dad went to my aunt and uncle's house, and that's where they were racing motorcycles in front of the house. Obviously, he was racing. Shouldn't have been doing that. Anyways, so but
That's another reason I actually trust myself on a motorcycle now.
I do
Yeah.
too. I want even when I was in school and I had that street bike, I literally only went excessive speed I can recall one time. And it
Yeah.
wasn't even like fully on purpose. Like I pulled out in front of somebody, not like crazy like close, but I knew
But
that I had to
had to
get
get
on
on.
it.
Everybody's done it in a car and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
you know,
Yeah,
you pull out and
yeah.
you're like, "Oh crap, I got to go,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wound first, second, third gear out, maybe fourth gear. I wound out several gears, just as far, as far as they go. Whap, all the way, the whole thing. I looked down, I was doing 150. I said, "Oh my god!" and just immediately let off the gas, like, and just coasted all the way down. Now, but I will say, when you're on a motorcycle and they talk, or in general, when they say when you get to a certain speed, you get legit tunnel vision. That is a for sure fact. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
I can
everything
imagine.
just turns into a blur except for what's right in front of you.
Yeah.
But I can recall that's the only time I went that fast. Now I did go about 90 a couple times, close to 100 a couple times, but never hit
Yeah.
200. I don't think I ever got over like, I think that day was like 150, 160, something like that. And that was one time. To
Yeah,
my knowledge that I
the
remember.
only thing that worries me now as far as just other idiots on the road.
Yes, you have to be
Yeah.
very aware, especially you have to be very aware of other people and like where we live, animals.
Yeah.
True.
You have to be
Yeah.
very aware of deer because they will monk you up, buddy.
Well, yeah.
A
So,
deer almost took out Uncle Bobby one time on their motorcycle, and he didn't drive it forever, and then he ended up just selling it because he didn't want to get back on it. It
I would
mucked
have
him up.
liked to have got his. That was a nice bike.
Yeah.
we just sold one, man.
I just not where I can get one right now. It's just gonna be it's probably gonna be the next big purchase I make.
I think so. The place that sells motorcycles right there down the road from me, I was mom and dad's house.
Hmm.
I think that motorcycle, there was a blue motorcycle out there for sale. I don't know if it's still out there for sale. I think that's the one that uh
Y'all sold?
yeah that we sold. Like
That's
I rode by
possible.
there the other day. I said, "Dang, that joker looks just like that motorcycle we had. I mean, just like it.
He probably went there and traded it in or something.
Dude,
Probably.
you can get bikes cheap.
Yeah, motorcycles are
Yeah,
You
not
can
yeah.
that.
get bikes so cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see them nonstop for $2,500, $3,000.
Yep.
I just
yeah.
don't want to spend $2,500, $3,000 right
They're
now.
cheap to get. They're cheap on gas.
They're cheap on insurance.
They are cheap. Now I will say everything about a motorcycle is cheap.
Yeah,
Like aside from like your helmet and tires,
yeah,
majority of everything else about a motorcycle is cheap. Brakes
yeah,
for them's cheap. That stuff lasts forever, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not stopping a whole lot. Like the wear and tear on those things
yeah. I
are.
mean, a heavy bike's 700 pounds, 800 pounds.
Yeah. Now I will say that motorcycle that we sold, that joker was heavy. It had a full 6-cylinder engine on that joker. It was
That's another reason
it
why
was
I
a
wouldn't
lot.
have
It was a
wanted
lot
that
between the
one
legs.
for my first one. I don't want I don't want nothing big. I don't want nothing that because it's my first. I mean, it's gonna be my
Yeah,
first one.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Even I mean, I drove it for probably I drive it home from work 3-4 times a week if I didn't have nothing else to do that afternoon. And I mean, I've been on motorcycles. I'm comfortable on a motorcycle, and that one was still like
A lot.
a lot to handle. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
not no
Yeah.
small guy. Not saying that you're small. That's not what I was getting
No,
at. I'm just
He's
saying.
average height, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
no,
No, he's
above
above
average.
average height.
Oh yeah.
Above average.
For the world, internationally, he is above average worldwide. We looked it up Saturday. Speaking of Saturday,
Yeah, we did a lot
we did a
Saturday.
bunch Saturday. We got a bunch
In the
done.
pouring down rain, the first part.
I mean, the whole part.
The whole part, pretty
Yeah,
much.
the whole
As soon
time
as
we were doing
as soon
something.
as we got done, it quit raining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sun come out, the sky, the clear, the good Lord, I just had a stroke. The clouds went away. I mean, all of it. It was.
It turned into a
It
beautiful
turned
day.
into a great
It just
day.
was hot because all the rain.
Yeah. So if you want to see a little bit of what we got done out there at the guy's property, go check out our TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook page.
That's right.
So, but
It's
What
starting to
them?
look good. Seth went out there Sunday and did some more stuff,
Yeah,
raked some stuff up.
he said he like leveled it out and all.
It's looking good.
Yeah. Have you tried? Have
Yeah.
you put the tiller on it and tried to till it up better?
No, I'm gonna try doing that this week though. At some point.
Hopefully those chips don't like try and clog up the stuff.
We only missed 2 stumps. I got them up already, so it ain't a big deal.
That's
But
not bad
I was pretty shocked.
because it was kind of growing up. It was hard to sound because there was a lot
Yeah.
of little ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I walked it like 3-4 times before I put the bush hog on it because that would mess up a bush
Oh
hog.
yeah.
Son.
Yeah.
And
For
one
sure.
was real small, probably wouldn't really mess it up. The other one was decent, but
You just pushed it out with the bucket.
I got the forks on it and dug up underneath
Oh
it
yeah,
and
and
just popped it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Seth was talking about a podcast he listened to where they were doing basically the same thing we were doing, but they paid somebody come in there and grind up 150 stumps.
That's a big
How-
old food plot.
How long and how much would that cost? In like say our situation, say there's 150 stumps in our same situation. How long and how much around about do you think that would cost?
Right now, for us to grind a stump, we do about $6 an inch. So we would measure them.
Holy.
Um,
Because they got 150 of them. That means some of them were
yeah. Now,
Yeah,
some good
tall,
sized
yeah.
trees.
it's a little different, like for when you have like a huge amount like that.
Quantity, yeah.
We may not measure all of them. We'll probably measure about 10 or so of them.
Yeah,
and
just do an average
and just
or
say,
something,
okay,
maybe.
well, this is how much they've kind of all come up to, give or take, and we'll just do like this price per stump.
Yeah.
It definitely depends on where you're at geographically as far as like state, but
Yeah.
it's not cheap. I can tell you that.
How long would that take?
Yeah, that's the main thing I want to know. That would take forever, I feel like.
Depending on how, like the ones
Your stump grinder.
the
like
ones
you doing it.
Yeah, the one if we'd have had 150 of the ones like I did Saturday,
Mhm.
I mean it would have took all day at least.
So you could have got it done in a day?
I think so.
That's what I want.
It would have been maybe a day and a half, maybe.
So a long day.
It'd have been
or
a
going
long
2
like
days?
like
From
it'd
what
have
I
been.
understand, a boring day. I can tell you that.
It's boring. It is boring in that thing. Like, dude, I need to find a way to mount an iPad or something in there when I'm grinding stumps because you don't have to look. Like, you don't have to really. It's literally you're moving inches at a time. Like, not even inches at a time. Like half an inch or so at a time. With
I can't tell you how many times I looked in that skid steer and Andy was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, what else are you supposed to do, man? I'm literally pushing a button with my thumb, like this way, this way, and then you push one button with this thing to go a little bit deeper, and then you this way, this way, this way, this way, and you back up, and then this way. I mean, you can dang near do it with one hand. So
Yeah.
it is for sure boring. Like, and that's such a like I tell Callie all the time the same type thing. That is a bougie problem. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
dude. I
for
mean, you're
sure,
sitting
for
in the
sure.
AC.
I'm sitting in the air conditioning. I got
I
a
mean,
radio.
you were doing that in the rain and didn't get a drop of
Yeah,
water.
I didn't get.
We were dripping.
And
And
me
it
and
was
Shane.
pouring rain. Like, it was not
Me and
just
Seth
like.
were drenched.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
completely dry. Like we've had the kind that you hook to the back of the truck, and now granted,
Yeah.
I could do 150 of those in about. If I have somebody that can back up the truck, and I don't have to go in the truck, back it up, and they know how to back a stump grinder up, because backing a stump grinder up is not like just backing it. I mean, the concept obviously is the same. It's going to go the same direction as a regular trailer, but it is so much faster. Like, think of the smallest trailer you've ever backed up and how quick you have to turn and stuff to keep it straight and do what you needed to do,
Yeah.
and then times that by 2. Like, it's like
Okay.
the slightest movement.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you
tight.
just
Yeah. Barely moving.
So like
and
one
it's
of those, like for instance, me and my dad, we used to be able to, with our big grinder, I mean, we could go do 150 stumps in 3 hours, 4 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, we
Good
go out,
grief.
especially if like say it's planted pines. Somebody had come in there and had like somebody
Yeah,
come in
yeah.
and log the field.
Yeah.
We could get on a row, start on one row, and it's literally just back straight up the row. Go back to the next and go back all the
Yeah.
way, down each row. And dude, you can run through them pine stumps like as long as they're
And you said
obviously
pine's pretty soft too, so it probably goes through
pine
it real
trees are
fast.
softer, yeah. Like oak trees, those are hard. Like those stumps out there, those are harder trees.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Hard stumps.
yeah. There's a
I
few of
should
them.
have
Like,
sharp.
yeah,
I should have
You
sharpened
scared
y'all's
us a couple
chains up.
times.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
yeah. Like it stopped.
Yeah,
when
it
it
would just
stopped,
stop,
yeah,
and it would
yeah.
make a. Because of course we don't do that
Bang!
every day.
Yeah,
We're
it's
like,
loud.
oh god!
I was like, Jesus,
Please do not break this thing back here.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, dude, you should see. I mean, I did a.
My stress level is way too high.
Seth was freaking like big every time. So he's like, ugh.
Yeah,
No,
it hurt my heart,
dude. That
every
thing.
time.
So the good thing that like that grinder attachment for that skid steer's like I'm gonna be honest, it sucks, right? Like as far as it gets the job
So
done.
I've seen both of them work. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is
gets the job
definitely
done,
much slower.
but it's it's so much slower than what we're used to. So
I'm sure it's got pros and cons. I'm sure maneuvering
Yeah.
that on the skid steer is a lot easier.
right now, that's what I'm getting at. Like
Yeah.
there are definitely cons to it. Like it's slow. You have to take smaller bites and yada yada yada. When I say bites, I mean chunks of the stump at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But that thing, there's like 3 or 4 relay switches on it, 4 plugs, and then 1 bearing, like, and a couple hoses. Like there's nothing to it.
There's not much to it.
Right. So if you mess something
Dude,
up,
I would have
like
never
it
have
can't,
guessed
like,
that.
yeah, there's not like, knock on wood, I don't have it, whatever. But if something messes up on it, it's not like, unless the actual pump itself messes up, none of that stuff can cost a whole awful lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is
I would
one.
have thought there was a whole lot more to it.
No,
Oh, yeah, me too.
that is the good thing about it. Like there's literally, I mean, there's on that whole thing, there's 2 grease points.
Oh wow, so
That's
it's made
it.
pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean it's made.
That's good because most things nowadays are
Oh,
not made simple.
Oh,
No,
Holy.
yeah, so complicated. I mean, matter of fact, like my cousin's got the same attachment for his, and he's rerouted it where it spins the other way. So where I had to do ours, like I had to reach over top of the stump and back up.
yeah.
The closest side of that wheel doesn't go as wide as the outside of that wheel, which is just kind of like simple physics, I guess.
Yeah.
So you can't do as big of a stump that way. You have to move side to like change your angle to get all of the stump,
That's what you're
whatever.
saying.
He changed it to where it rotates the other way, but he's got a bulletproof glass
That's what I was about to
door
say.
on
that
his.
thing-
We don't have the bulletproof glass on ours. So sometimes it doesn't always do it, but sometimes if you do it that way, it'll throw chips up at the door. And some of that stuff is most
yeah,
of the
big old
stuff
chunks.
most of the
But
stuff
some-
is
yeah.
very minor.
Minute,
Like
yeah.
yeah, like doesn't like if you could stand there and hold your hand and it hit your hand and it literally wouldn't hurt at all. Every now and then though, you're gonna catch a piece that's like, oh my God. You know,
Yeah, we
like,
saw a couple of them, especially
Yeah.
on the bigger stuff.
yeah, and yeah, so it's not too
And probably
bad.
the softer trees too.
Yeah, and
They
you be
probably
on
be
like
bigger
it's
chunks.
wild. Like sometimes, like when the teeth are good, it'll take like strips, like long strips off that.
And speaking
off
of the
those stumps.
teeth, I was not expecting them to be like bolt heads.
Yeah,
It was-
Yeah,
I
that
thought it was
tripped
gonna
me
be
out
sharp.
too.
yeah,
Like,
no. Yeah. Everybody says that they're like, that's gonna do it. I'm like, yep. It
Which,
literally,
I mean,
it literally beats it apart. Like
yeah,
it's like
it doesn't
smacking it with a
surprise
spoon.
me. It doesn't surprise me with like how fast and how heavy that thing is.
Yeah,
yeah, for
But
sure.
I just did not expect it. It seems like to me, which I can see how it'd be a problem because then that'd be constant maintenance as far as
Yeah.
like sharpening it and
Right.
then constantly replacing it. You only sharpen something so many times
Right.
where it's just done.
Mhm.
But it seems like it would go so much faster if it was not just
A spoon, practically.
yeah.
Yeah.
bolt heads.
So
That's a thick spoon.
yeah. So now like the mulch heads, like that you see people like mulch fields with,
Yeah.
Those are actual blades. It's not the same. It's not the same kind
Yeah.
of stuff as
Oh,
that.
okay.
But yeah, that
Well, those things that do the mulching, they just eat anything and
anything.
everything.
Yeah,
I
yeah. It don't matter
swear,
what it
dude.
is.
Those
I've
things are
seen,
wild.
I've never seen something, and I saw actually somewhere in Coptown. I saw it getting used, and I was like, "Holy
And them things
cow!"
will
Like,
sling that stuff a long ways.
yeah, like that did some serious damage.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
a tornado come through.
Oh yeah. My cousin
Yeah.
operates one for a living, and he has to sharpen the blades on them for like every he'll sharpen them in the morning, and he'll go to lunch, and when he gets back from lunch, he'll sharpen them again, and then
Yeah, I'm
He's
surprised. I mean,
constantly using it.
yeah. But
Yeah.
it's
and
running.
it's going through everything.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't matter what it is. Like it's dirt,
How long does it take to sharpen that?
not long because they got they
Okay.
got a like a sandpaper bit thing, like on a
Okay.
miniature weed eater type thing. It's like a little gas powered weed eater, but it's about this long. Like literally, like it's got the motor of a weed eater, like a
Like
8-inch
spot for
shaft.
your hand.
Yeah, pretty much a spot for your hand with a trigger, and then like a sander wheel on it, and he just on to the next one and just right through it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good sound effects.
yeah, that was nice,
That was
wasn't it?
pretty good.
That's pretty good. So
But hey, I got that stand ready to go. I went and cut like 2 or 3 more trees down and threw it in front of it, so it was kind of hidden.
yeah, are y'all?
Dude, me,
And
me and Seth had the exact same
at the
idea with that
exact same
stand at the
time.
exact same time. He looked
Yeah.
over at that stand. He said, "You know what I could do?" And I looked at it and said, "Actually, I
Because he
do know
said,
what you can do."
he said, I'm gonna sit with you in that stand your first sit. I said, ain't both of
I
us sitting in
didn't. I
there.
didn't know that he was
Especially
going
not
to
in
put
that
that.
climate it
I
was
didn't
out in.
know. I
Are
didn't know
you
he was
talking?
going to put that little box stand.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to do something else, like build one back
Yeah,
there. He just put that back there. So I was like, I'm going to film the first hunt in that stand because we were putting all this work
yeah,
in
yeah.
and see how it goes. He's like, we're not both fitting in that stand. I was like, I didn't know that you were doing that. Just that stand, I thought we were going to build something. And we got back to his house. He's like, hey, you know what I could do with that stand? I looked at it, I was like, I know exactly what you can do with that stand. So we have one built the exact same way that's not going to get used this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we walked over there. I was like, "You're going to put them together, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yep."
Hey, it turned out pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah.
think it
I
looks
haven't
really
seen
good.
the finished product. I don't think.
I sent y'all some videos.
Snapchat. He sent them through Snapchat though.
Yeah.
I may look down. I just don't remember.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it turned out pretty well. Are y'all doing? I know y'all had said something about at some point putting a water hole somewhere. Are y'all doing one back there or somewhere else? Or y'all not?
I'm
Y'all
not
changed your mind
sure
on that?
yet. I'm probably not gonna do it this year at all. For one, there's plenty of
It,
water everywhere.
yeah, right now there is
We
for
do have a
sure.
creek that goes through the entire property, but I want to do one eventually so the deer, when they're in the field, don't have to leave the field to go get a drink.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, God, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do it on all the food plots.
and plus a lot of the food
At
has
least a
water in
small
it
one
that
somewhere.
they'll be eating.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
but sometimes they might just come for a drink and then they might really not eat much and just get on out. The watering hole might just be the thing that entices them. Never know.
That is true.
Yeah, the more stuff you have in there to attract a deer, the better off you are.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't say it Saturday. Leaving that big oak tree in the middle of that thing was actually a pretty smart move on y'all. I didn't know if that was like didn't want to
Playing
cut
for
it because it
acorns.
was too big or what, but it's.
I left
No,
it for
we
acorns.
cut down trees that were bigger than that.
Yeah.
I got you.
Just in the woods though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say that'll acorns for hunting season. That'll be good. Dropping in that
oh yeah.
food plot too.
So
I'm
basically,
excited
what
to
we
see it
want to
turn
do
out,
is
man. It looks good back there. I
because
haven't been back there until
Yeah, that
Saturday.
was your first time.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
God, that was loud.
That was loud. I don't know what that was.
It was.
I did get
I don't
that
know, window security.
ladder stand out of there too. Sunday, the next day after church.
Did you?
Yeah.
That other ladder stand that's looking at, I think, some corn over some water. Where's that at?
I'd have to
You
show it to you.
you
It's in a little spot that I found that
gotcha.
I think will do good this year.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be mainly for bow season, honestly though.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sweet, man. Well, shoot,
Yeah,
man.
we got that. Hopefully, that area will have it to where they pretty much don't have to leave. I mean, we thickened it up a lot.
Yeah.
back there. I mean, you already almost can't see, like outside of the food plot, you can't see no more than like 20 yards at the farthest point
Oh yeah, you gotta
right
be still in
now.
that stand because they're gonna be on you, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're
Which even
hoping
at the
between the
furthest,
cover, the food, and water, like there shouldn't be really no reason that they have to leave until they start running. They just want to.
yeah. Which the further, I mean, that food plot's probably what, 50, 75 yards
75 yards at the most,
at the
probably.
Yeah.
most, at the further, like end to end.
I haven't done it yet. I ain't got my rangefinder out there and checked it,
It's
but
not that. I mean, it's not like it's not
no,
small, but it's also not
I
like
wanted to do a
massive.
small, pretty small so I can. I didn't have many places to bow hunt out there. I mean, you've seen the
Yeah,
stands. I
yeah,
mean, we got one stand. Both of the other stands are like 100 yards apart from where most of the deer come out. So
yeah. Unless you
have a
pull
Well, they
far
like
got a
shot.
100
mountain.
pounds, you ain't shooting no bow that far. You
I don't.
probably
Yeah,
We're even if we pull back 100 pounds, we're not shooting them that far.
yeah, we're
Period.
not going to be
There's
consistent
guys that
enough.
can, but it ain't us.
that's crazy
No,
too. By the way,
Like, there's guys that can and do it consistently and do it well, but that's all those guys do too.
yeah,
yeah,
And they're still only pulling back 70, 80 pounds.
yeah.
It's more at that point. It's more about just knowing your bow, practicing, and your shot placement.
that's
Shot
wild.
placement's key.
Shot placement, you know.
Yep. But heck yeah, there was something else we said we was gonna talk about.
That's want to talk about.
The playoffs. Anthony Edwards been going kind of nuts, low key.
Oh yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
was. I knew it was some
I've kept up
sport
with
stuff.
none of it.
I haven't
So
kept up with any of it anyway. I do know that every like basketball thing that I see, it's got to do with Anthony Edwards. So like
Yeah,
that Joker's going nuts.
yeah, anything NBA related I see right now is definitely Anthony Edwards.
I
Yeah.
seen I seen a thing that he said, or some dude was coaching an AAU tournament in Atlanta when he was still in high school, and apparently he was
Yeah.
like the number one or number two like
He was
player
number
in the
one pick
country or
in the
something.
yeah.
And
And went to Georgia of all basketball schools.
Yeah, yeah. I
did he
mean,
really?
he
Yeah,
just
I didn't know that.
close to family because
Yeah.
he was born and raised in Atlanta.
And he said the director of the tournament come over to the guy that was coaching and tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, why isn't
Number two in.
number
He's
2
like,
in?"
is he supposed to be?
He's like, "I don't know. Is he supposed to be?"
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was the coach that
Yeah.
didn't know. Like,
Yeah, and he's like, he's only the top recruit in the entire country. He's like, "Oh, timeout. Hey, go check in."
He's like, who you want? Who you want me to get? He said,
hey,
anybody.
I don't
I'm not,
care.
I'm not gonna lie. That says a lot about him, though.
You had to not say anything.
He
Yeah, that's
to
what I
not
thought
say
Yeah.
too.
anything.
Yeah.
Uh,
I didn't think
and
about it like that. Yeah, that is true.
to let his coach sit him that doesn't know him, and he knows he should be out there. He knows he's the best player in that area at all.
Oh
And
God.
his coach to set him and just to not say anything.
Do what? So hold on. All right. So you're gonna have to say part of that again because my whole Discord just wigged out. Both of y'all
Did it?
went blurry and everything. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So all I was saying is for him to know that he's the best player that was there,
oh yeah.
probably by a long shot, and to have a coach that doesn't know him to not play him and him not say anything is pretty. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It
That
took
is
somebody
true.
else coming and saying, "Hey, dude, like, what are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah. Like you've got the best guy in the country sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
That is
that's
That
nuts.
was wild.
that's pretty. That says a lot about him. I feel like
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. Which
because
apparently the
he's
dude's.
got the legitimate Kobe mentality too. I mean, we talked about that the other night
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
about what he said as far as
Yeah, it was word for word what Kobe said. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
playtime
Playing.
and all that stuff.
Yeah. Like if
Yeah.
you're healthy enough to play, you need to be playing pretty
Play.
much.
Yeah.
Those guys. He said people. For those of you that don't know, he answered a question from the media was like, what was one thing you would change about the NBA if you could? And he said that if you're 80, 70% good, he said you need to play. He said people save up their entire life to come see these basketball games, and it may be the only time they get to play to come see. He said so he's going to play if he can. So and it was dang near word for word
What
What
Kobe
Kobe
what
said.
Kobe
Yeah.
said before obviously he passed away, but I mean, it's just there's not a lot of people that are professional athletes that are like that anymore. Like,
Yeah,
No,
that actually
very
care
few.
about people.
Very few.
I mean, it's just
Well, know that the people that are in the stands
It's paying him.
without them.
Yeah.
you have
I
no
mean,
job. Like,
I might get flamed for this, but without you're gonna be like WNBA. I'm just being serious. The reason they don't get
I mean,
paid the
that
way
is
that the
true.
NBA players get paid, they can't fill the same stadium.
Yeah,
I
They
mean, that's
play in
true.
the exact same stadium and have half the crowd,
That is
and
not
then
true.
even half.
complain that they don't get paid like them. It's you don't produce like them.
That
Yeah.
is a fact.
I mean, you're talking about these guys are selling out the stadium every night. It is so he understands that without those people coming to the games,
Yeah.
he's
don't-
not doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah, he's
Well,
not
the
making the
coaches
money
just
that he
got
does.
kicked out, right?
Are you watching the NBA playoffs right now?
Yeah.
Who's
What?
winning?
2 coaches getting kicked out one night. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
watching New York and what was it, Indiana Pacers.
I literally haven't watched a single basketball game all year, except
I
for
haven't
March
either.
Madness to college. I just have a hard time with the once they get to professional, man, it is so hard for me to watch.
Yeah. I used to
Like,
watch a lot, but then I got out of it. And I mainly just watch the playoffs because it gets more intense. People
yeah,
want
people
to
actually try and
win.
care there.
Yeah.
I
That's-
wouldn't mind watching the NBA. I don't. That's right after football season, and I'm just totally immersed in football. That's all I do for
I've been
those
I've been
4
listening
months,
to
5 months.
football podcasts for still I still listen to them now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I get so immersed in that, it's hard
yeah.
for me to go ahead and dedicate like
Yeah.
Any
more
amount of time?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, to something to that. I think that's one reason why it's hard for me to get into the NFL. I already spent all day Saturday sitting on my butt in front of a TV watching football. Like I just can't in my head justify doing it 2 days in a row for that amount of time.
6 months, dang near.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't man. Well, my problem is that like I swear it's they get to the professional like pros and they just
The
it's like they
fire's not
quit
there.
caring. You know? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
the
they have
fire's not
nothing
there
else.
for a lot of them, but it's
Some
still
of 'em-
football. It's still fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fire's definitely not there. And if I actually try watching, I'm sure I could get into it. It's so hard for me to on a Sunday for one, especially like with church and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You go to lunch, come home, and just to sit on my butt again
Yeah.
after I just did it all day Saturday. I mean, all day
Oh yeah. From 9
Saturday.
to 1 in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's honestly unhealthy.
Yeah, it's not good. Saturdays through pretty much the end of August to early January, pretty much chalked.
Oh, every diet goes out the window. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Literally, yeah.
You start eating cheese dip after cheese dip after cheese dip, especially if you go to
Yeah, I mean-
Seth's house because that motherfreaker wants to cook
Yeah.
17,000 different kinds, and you got to try them all. There ain't. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't.
you
you can't
do.
just not try one. And I'm getting a whole bowl with every one of them. Like, so,
I cooked way too
Oh,
much
yeah.
food Saturday.
yes.
yeah, that was.
I almost had the meat sweats at this man's house Saturday. I was like one bite away from the meat sweats.
Yeah, I actually started feeling nauseous.
It was literally me, him, and it was us three for a majority of it. And this man cooked 3 racks of ribs and a whole Boston butt. I'm like, who's eating all this food, bro? Like,
Hey, all my ribs are gone,
are they?
and I'm almost done with my the butt. I got
Well,
a
that's
few
good.
more lunches.
Heck yeah. Well, I actually might go eat some more of them ribs, even though it's 10:30 at
It's
night. But who
entirely
cares?
too late.
Who cares? Who
Yeah,
cares,
who
man? I'm
cares?
already fat. What's it matter? A little bit fatter. A little bit fatter is not a problem until a little bit fatter
Until it
turns into a
turns
little
into
bit
a
fatter
lot.
until it turns into a lot fatter.
That's how we got to where we're at now.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. I blame my football coaches for being fat.
Out there,
I
how it
blame
works, but
just me enjoying eating.
I
I mean,
swear.
I love eating too. Like I'm a
Yeah.
foodie guy. Like
Oh, me
Especially
too. A
good
good
food,
pizza, good burger,
good
daggone
wings, good like
ribs,
good
good
wings.
buffalo
anything. I mean, let's just be honest.
Bro.
Good anything. It can be a good cookie. I'm eating it.
It don't even have to be a good cookie.
Yeah, it don't even have to be a good cookie. I'm eating it.
I'm gonna at least
Yeah.
try it,
Yeah.
and
You
I'm
ain't
gonna
gotta
eat
have
the whole.
milk,
I'm gonna
bro.
eat
I'm
the
gonna
whole
put it
thing.
down.
Yeah.
Oh my
I may
gosh.
not get another one, but I'm gonna eat that whole first one.
Hey, we were doing
Yeah,
good about
for
no
sure.
food. Let's get this.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. This has been the Southern Roots Podcast episode. I have no idea. I didn't even say it in the intro. I think it's 31. I'm gonna go with 31.
I bet.
That could be right. It could be not right. We'll find out. Actually, we will find out after this podcast is over. So you already probably know at this point if you're listening. Anyways, Seth, you want to plug the social media before we get out of here?
Yeah, we got a TikTok page, a Facebook page, a TikTok. I already said TikTok, didn't
You
I?
did.
The Instagram and Facebook. Y'all go check everything out. We've been posting. We're trying to get better, and we have actually gotten better
We actually
with
have.
regular posts. So y'all go like, subscribe, comment, share it. We'd appreciate some interaction, please.
With that being said, guys, this has been the Southern Roots Podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Shane. Remember, always keep those southern roots.